Hey there, Royalty family. This is Mimi Love, and you're listening to Talk Royalty. We are a new podcast that is keeping you in tune with the real reality. I want to start this off and say that my partner and I started this podcast because we felt like there's so much out there that needs to be said. There's so much out there that we don't know about, and I say this because we don't really get to see everything in the media. We don't get to see everything on the news that happens. And most of us, 9 times out of 10, we probably live in the hood. So a lot of the things that do go on are not going to be, televised or put on the news or anything unless somebody gets killed, which is outrageous. But there's a lot of good shit. There's a lot of bad shit that goes on in life. And everybody needs to be in tune with what's going on. So, there's a lot of people out there that, have been where we are and have made it out and have this big platform to speak. And they don't. They use it for whatever it is that they want to use it for. They don't use it to talk for us, the people. They don't use it to make, our lives any better, our lives any easier. They don't even speak for us. They claim they do, but they really don't. So the main reason of this podcast is to have just normal, everyday people who know what's going on in life, who knows what's going on in the streets, who knows, how to dip into the business world, who knows about the music industry, whether you're an artist or a promoter or an engineer, producer, whatever you would like to call yourself. We have things for artists as well, just not as in the music world, but painting artists or drawing or whatever it is that you do. We want to showcase everything, any and everything that we possibly can, because honestly, it's reality, and this is most likely things that we don't really get to see. The podcast will be broken down into several different areas as far as different series of podcasts. We're not just going to put everything all in one, due to the fact that everybody may not be interested in entertainment. Everybody may not be interested in learning about business. So it'll be broken down, and hopefully that gives more people the opportunity to come forward and talk. That gives people the opportunity to, show not just us, but show everybody out there that's listening, what they're capable of, or whatever it is that they're going through, or, how they want to make change, or they may even need some new business, anything. So that's what we are here for. Another area that we'll be doing is parenting. When I say parenting and family and things like that, I mean like real life shit. Like not the textbook stuff. Not, oh, the doctor said this, or I read this in a book. No, none of that. We want to really dive deep and, kind of give our stories about what we go through as parents. Parenting is not easy by far, and there's a lot of things that happen at home. There's a lot of things that happen, just being a parent, that we can't really go to a doctor and say, hey, this is what's going on. What can we do? They're only going to give you a textbook answer, so we don't need that shit. We need to know what's really going on. So that's another area that we want to tap into, which is family, parenting. Hell, we could all learn from each other as being parents, because in this generation, we know that parenting is just not the same, and these kids are not the same. So there's a lot that we can do. Another area of the podcast that we want to tackle is business, of course. We live in a world, mainly the country that we live in is a corporation itself. So we who don't own businesses are most likely looked at as the underdogs. We're the people who's making the product. We're the people we're doing all this, and they're making all the money. All these corporations are making money. There's so many other people out here that do have businesses that are like us, who have started from the bottom and want to literally help everybody else have a business, or start their business and have their business prosper. We need those people on this podcast. We need those type of people to encourage, to educate everybody else who want to open a business, who have been struggling trying to do it. They don't know where to start, don't know where to turn to. There's so many people out there that I do believe that can, step in and help, because I see it every day on YouTube. But, everybody's not going to search for that. Everybody's not going to go on YouTube and search for, hey, how do I do this? How do I do that? But when you have people out here just giving out that information, I feel like everybody should have their own business. I mean, and if the pandemic is not telling you one thing right now, to own your own business, because things are about to get really, really rough, I don't think nobody's listening. So right now is the time for us as people to be our own corporation. Build our own corporations. That's the whole point. Another thing that we do want to dive into is pretty much just knowing what's going on around the country. I don't really care about the world, what's going on in the country and our cities, because we don't know. There's people out here that are doing great things. There are people out here that are being brutally damaged by the system. There's just so much out here that we want to know what is going on. Maybe we could be a support to each other with these issues. Maybe we have advice where to turn to, whether it's legal advice or, whatever it is. We want to hear from people in every city, every state. We're trying to reach out to as many people as possible to jump on board and pretty much just kind of collaborate and, just help each other out. That's really the full thing. We want to help each other out. There's so much shit that we can help each other out instead of fighting all the time or trying to one up the next person. Share what you got. Maybe you can get some extra business. Maybe you can get help with something. That's what we want to do. That's what this podcast is for. Another area we want to jump into is relationships, love, and sex. Whether it's you're single, living a poly life, whatever the case may be, we want to jump into that because it's a lot that needs to be said these days. Dating is not the same, and I know a lot of people can agree. Relationships are not the same. Falling in love and staying in love is not the same. You got to go through all these extra hoops these days. Marriage is not the same. It's a lot that we could really dive into and talk about. I mean, the shit's crazy these days, and a lot of time people are so scared to, just be real. People are scared to be raw. People are scared to be honest. They want to fake. We don't have time for that shit. Honestly, we don't have time. We want to talk about what we want to talk about. We want to talk about what's really going on. And right now, it's a lot of fuckery. So, therefore, when I say we want to talk about sex, relationships, I don't give a damn if we talking about sex advice. We talking about what we did in the bedroom. Hell, it's advice. It's a lot of people that don't know what they out there doing in the bedroom. They don't know what they doing on these one-night stands. Shit is so different. So this is, something that we want to put out there. We want to talk about because we want to be real about it. Of course, we want to have our comedy in here. There's a lot of comedy out there. You have your people on YouTube. We don't mind. We want to hear from y'all. Y'all are really fucking funny. These people from YouTube are hilarious. It seems to be the new thing, especially since things have been closed down because of COVID. Comedy. Comedy. Hilarious. So yeah, whether you're on YouTube, whether you're on TikTok, whether you do stand-up or you're actually doing your comedy over Facebook Live or whatever, I've seen that. We want to bring that and showcase that, and as well as, reach out and talk to you and get more people to come to you, and listen to you, because you really never know as a comedian that you can make somebody's day. Or honestly, you never know as a comedian, the shit that you experience, that you sitting there laughing and talking about, somebody else experiencing, and they probably thought, hey, I feel like I'm a fucked up person because this happened to me, or why does this have to happen to me? I'm the only one. No, that may not be the case. There you have it. I want everybody to be looking out. I definitely will be reaching out to a lot of people. I have people who have sent music. I have people who have sent businesses. And I would definitely be reaching out to everybody to get you on and, co-host. Because that's another thing. I definitely don't mind everybody co-hosting with me. That's what this is for. You are the voice. We really can't do anything without you. And when I say you, I mean everybody, because this is for everybody. It's not just for me. It's for everybody. So, yeah, I will be reaching out over for the rest of this week. I know it's Wednesday, I believe. So I'll be reaching out to everybody who has inboxed and emailed me, so that you can get on to co-host the show. So definitely, if you have a business, if you do music, if you work with credit, if you even have an auto shop, you do lawn care, whatever it is, parenting, do you have kids, with disabilities, we want to touch on mental health if you have something about that. We're definitely looking for mentors, teachers, anybody in a profession that they believe that they can kind of reach out and speak with people. We are definitely down for it. So please tune in to the show, each and every one, and we definitely appreciate it. Thank you guys. We want to rise together, grind together, win together. Stay tuned. Talk royalty. Yeah.
Yo, what's good? I had to come in, tap in. I'm Casey tagged up. Casey and Delaney thought I'd come in and introduce myself while you doing this whole thing right here. Come and show support.
Sup.
You know what I'm saying? Who else we got on the line?
I don't know. Somebody just coughed, and they picture just. And the picture, every time they cough, the picture kind of. That's funny. The picture's moving.
Yeah, you got your boy Swamp in the building.
What's good, Swamp? What's good, my guy?
Chilling, man. Out here in New Mexico.
New Mexico.
What's up? How's the comedy thing going?
Oh, you out there with Scraps?
Shit, I don't know who out here.
Reggie out there.
You back out here?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Shit, what's good? Who else on here? Who are you on here?
You said your name was what?
Who else on here?
You said your name was what from New Mexico?
Swamp, like swamp.
Like Southside shit. Like you go to the swamps. Anyways, who else on here? Well, I guess that's just us then.
Erica's on here. I just had to figure out how to unmute it. I'm on here. Hi, everybody.
Hey, Erica.
Hi. Hope everybody having a wonderful morning.
We are.
Oh, damn, it is morning.
Well, it's cool. I'm sitting back and listening to what y'all talk about. I'm going back on.
Well, sure. There's a whole lot of topics to talk about. Well, what shall be the first one? You brought up a lot of things that's going on in the world. You brought up relationships. You brought up mentors. You brought up you know, niggas funking, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's so much to talk about. Like,
right.
We actually begin, you know?
And that's the problem. Like, I don't even know where to start because talk about everything.
We start
As a podcaster, we out here.
I can hear you. We can
Yeah.
start it out.
And this relationship.
You want to talk about relationships?
You all hear me?
Yep, we hear you.
I mean, me personally, as a comedian and a podcaster, the last thing I talked about on my show was the chaos in the police department.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because that shit is getting hectic. That shit is crazy. It's funny because now that you mention that, it's a whole lot, like, it's a whole lot of shit that we know about, like, as far as, like, us as a community and the police.
We
But
can do
going out of
politics.
town and shit, I started learning that it's a whole lot of shit we really don't know that be going down, like, that motherfuckers try to keep everybody from knowing and shit. Like, it's rare, like, out in the city, it's rare that you hear that some niggas shot the police, some police shot some niggas and they shot back and got one of them niggas. Like, it's real rare you hear that, but that does happen a lot. You know, that does happen a lot. And I think that the reason why that ain't televised or people don't want to, you know what I'm saying, show that people are shooting back at them because that'll glorify the people that shooting back as heroes.
Right.
You know, because the niggas who do get shot, they say some fucked up shit that they did before they got shot by the police. They stole something.
They always did something stupid. They did something that deserved
You
it.
know, and that's very true though. Like, that's the biggest thing about it. That's why they don't want you to hear about it, because it's just like growing up in Kansas City. You know what I'm saying? Moving out here, like, you see a big cultural change. You see, you know, even fucking how they fucking market shit. You see the change in it. You know, and out here, as a black man, I'm one of few, but I can at least say, as a black man and a comedian, I don't have a lot of run-ins or problems with the police. But I see others do, like the dope-head native or the junkie Mexican or something like that. Or even if they ain't junkie, out here it's more like my brown brothers get the brunt of the police fucking with them. Where in Kansas City, I have to tell motherfuckers, like, even motherfuckers that feel like they brown but they somewhat uppity, I have to tell them, like, bro, if you go home where I'm from, nigga, you getting out the car when I get out. If they bust my ass, they gonna bust your ass too.
Yep.
Yep, that's right.
And you see a real lay down out here where in Kansas City, niggas is like, we tired of this shit. So you see more of an uproar towards the police.
Yep.
And the people that you hear that's fighting back, you don't hear about them, because to me they'll be glorified as heroic. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's real weird how the shit goes on. It's real weird how the shit goes on.
Yeah.
It's not weird. Not only would they be
It's
heroic
normal
to other people, they'll be heroic to other people that's going through that depression with them, but to other people, they're not gonna look heroic.
Yeah.
See, the police is just as much a big of a gang as everybody else.
They are the biggest.
9 times out of 10, when that person hits the newspapers or TV and gets some popularity to them, it makes it easier for them to knock that motherfucker off like they would any other.
Look back.
Yeah.
Yeah, you right about that one.
Yeah. The biggest thing around.
That's the difference. They don't want to give nobody no TV coverage, so it makes it harder for them to get rid of them or put something on them. Because we all know from Kansas City, we didn't have dope thrown on us or some shit, knowing we was clean.
Yep.
Oh man.
Yep. You right.
So it's like if I want you and I want to arrest you and keep stacking shit against you to get you gone or to do whatever with you, if I put a fucking microscope on you, that makes it harder for me to get rid of you. That's why you don't hear about that shit. Plus, news works I don't know if y'all remember back in the day when news used to have sweeps week.
Yep.
Yeah, man. We don't
Used to be Thursdays.
We don't got caught up in fucking with them.
So it's the same now as then. If it's not hot news, if it's not something that the nation gonna pay attention to, or they feel like the supporters of them gonna pay attention to, it's not gonna make the news. It's like it's so much shit that goes on in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
They don't want to put that shit on the news. That shit's nothing. Oh, that nigga probably was wrong anyway, because that's how the masses, the big thing.
Look what they doing in the city. What they have been doing in the city to what's his name? We don't see that shit on the news. All the shit that's been going on with them harassing people, you don't see that shit. No matter what you do, no matter how many times you try to, get the shit out there, like they really doing this shit, like ain't nobody making this shit up. They really fucking with people, and ain't nobody believing this shit. It's not on the news. It's not. It ain't nowhere. It's just it's our word against theirs. It's always gonna be like that.
I can down understand it. I don't know what people want because it doesn't happen.
You understand? It's just that it's sometimes it can be unbelievable when you walk to it and you actually see it happening over and over and over and over again.
Yep.
And it's like I see it. Why is everybody else not seeing it?
Right. Cause I'm telling you, I know I ain't crazy, but I'm just trying to figure out why everybody else ain't seeing what I'm seeing. I don't know. It's like, are people naive, or they, they want to believe, hey, they here to protect and serve us, and this is their job. I don't understand.
The answer to that is some everything. It's naivety. It's I don't want to fucking face reality. I'm scared.
Scared.
I don't want to be a part of the motherfuckers they gonna kill that we fucking come against it. It's all that, and then it's the lynch syndrome that a lot of people don't realize is there. It's always been there since they put it into effect, and you gotta fucking see it and acknowledge it and admit to it and stop it.
Yep. I don't know what it's gonna take for more people to, kind of open their eyes and understand this shit is not right. And if everybody don't come together and put a stop to it, it's just gonna keep happening until they knock everybody out.
I hate to say it, but it's never gonna stop. It's gonna keep happening. It's gonna keep happening as long as because
it's too many people scared of them.
iPhone music, as long as what you see on TV and what you hear on the radio is all talking about that, that's exactly what's gonna keep happening. Unless it's something that catches the youth's ear, like that does, then yeah, that's not gonna stop. That's gonna keep happening. It's always gonna be another. It's gonna be another baby after him that's gonna be saying the exact same shit. It's just gonna catch the. It's just gonna catch it. It's gonna be something. So
it gotta start with us as the people.
Yeah. We gotta put me as air and stand together.
When you truly woke, you gotta teach your kids different and better.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I believe it can stop though. Like, it's gonna have to take it's gonna take every nigga on earth to be on one page and get along just to stop this.
And that's what's gonna take the longest of it. Is the woke motherfuckers getting the sleep motherfuckers woke.
Right.
Getting that lynch syndrome out of motherfuckers, getting them to understand what the lynch syndrome is and how much it truly does affect America, especially Black America. And brown America. You know what I'm saying? Mexicans don't like niggas for whatever the fuck reason they heard. Niggas don't like Mexicans. This don't like that don't like this. All that shit gotta stop. Like, bro,
I love my Mexicans.
It's so much common shit amongst the people that the people don't see. Thrive off that common shit instead of that bullshit you was told or the bullshit you get told.
Yep.
Cause that's what most of it is. That's what is the systemic about racism, is the motherfucking myth or bullshit somebody was told about another culture, and if they never been around that other culture or those people to see that was bullshit or myths that they was taught.
Yeah, that's why a lot of people who were not taught that come to our side and they experience what we do, and they're just, they just fall in love with it because we not bad people. We not bad people at all. I don't know why I don't understand, why everybody was taught that, but yeah, we ain't bad people.
Because the whites didn't want nobody to see them. That's what it was. Our so-called Caucasian children that was put in the Caucasus Mountain because they was white devils from the time they was born. That's why. You go to white people's house, yeah, that motherfucker might be spotless and clean because they got a maid coming out 3 times a week. You go to you clean for these B&Bs and see how dirty these motherfuckers really is when it ain't their house. Right. When ain't nobody cleaning behind.
Right.
But they'll say niggas is so dirty and this and that, but y'all the motherfuckers, y'all walk around barefooted more than black folks, and y'all feet be black dirty. Y'all step in dog shit and all that and just be okay with it. Let the dog lick y'all in the mouth and shit and be okay with it.
Oh Lord, don't get started.
Do the nastiest shit, smell like a dog when you wet and shit. But I always want to talk about how dirty a nigga is, how dirty the black man is or the Mexican is. Man. Niggas don't like to work. But it's a nigga who build everything. It's a Mexican who build everything.
Right. That we shit that we ain't gonna never afford.
Man, for real.
We build shit we ain't gonna never afford.
Home Depot. I've yet to see a white dude standing outside Home Depot looking for work.
You know what I'm saying? And even for the white man in Home Depot with a job, he 9 times out of 10 can't tell you what the fuck you looking for or where it is.
Man, dead ass. Like, they don't know what parts to use. They don't know what exactly they need. They just know they need it. They just want somebody else to do it.
It's like you in L7, I'm asking you for assistance, and you falling through the store for somebody to come to L7 to assist.
Damn, the whole time.
Man.
That's fucking sad.
It's true though. It's the sad truth.
But that's why I say, the systemic racism is all just myths that we need to take out of the air and out of there. Cut the shit out. It's just like getting a job.
All right.
College is such a waste of time, you know what I'm saying? Because 9 times out of 10, if you ain't dedicated,
it's a bill.
You don't party for 4 years and waste your mama and daddy money.
It's a lifelong bill. That's what it is. I don't encourage my kids to go unless they're gonna get a scholarship, and that's just how I feel.
Then once you go to school and you get that degree,
you can't use it.
You can't seem to get a job for it.
Yeah. All the available jobs are janitors. I'm sorry, custodians.
Yeah. Environmental workers. Environmental workers. It's pointless though.
It's like, it's bullshit. You got me going to get a fucking diploma to go get a $100,000 a year job or whatever, but I can't get that, so I gotta settle for something that maybe delivers 60 G's a year.
Yeah, after working there for 10 years.
And it's like, Bobby dropout ass can come and get the fucking job that I should have had with no education.
No experience. He the one that should have been running to get coffee. Yeah.
And don't let me say something about it, because now I'm fired and you want to call the police on me, and then that's another incident.
Right.
And I'm probably shot. Because
you blacklisted or dead.
Oh man, this is lose.
A big lose-lose.
Trying to have a job.
Oh man, that's work enough. That's work by itself.
Yeah, the shit ain't right.
Bad.
You gotta be a doctor or a lawyer. Well, you gotta be a doctor or a lawyer.
At the point of these cops, have niggas really started shooting back or firing first? First of all, the law ain't gonna tell you that in their own law books, it's not illegal to kill a cop. It's not against the law to kill a cop.
You know what? I think I read that.
The Constitution states no man is greater than the other.
Yep.
The fact that we pay you by our taxes means you're a servant to me.
Yeah, so you
I don't understand why they don't use that shit. Like, I don't get it. It's so a lot of people don't know that.
I'm not running from nobody. Ain't nobody called you on me. I ain't doing shit. God forbid I'm sitting here in the park letting my kids play. You come running up trying to grab me and manhandle me.
We got
Any other man, I have the right to defend myself.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Doesn't give you no motherfucking nothing over nobody else. Because anybody can wear a badge.
We get treated less.
Anybody can go get a badge.
We get treated less than the people that's supposed to serve us. By the people that's supposed to serve us.
People qualify. How do these people qualify for these jobs being policemen when they're aggressive and all of that? How do they qualify? Is it that simple to become a cop?
Hey.
I don't know.
Yes, it really is that simple. Yes, it really is that simple.
That is actually what they want you to be when you go get that job. They want you to be aggressive. They want you to be... You know?
Yes.
Most of them are ex-military or the motherfucker that was bullied in high school.
Like, it's that simple. Just fill out an application and like I wonder, like there is no type of like do they really pay attention to training when they're training these people? Like
I think they do. It's just the way that they are. This is the way that they are training. What they're training is all fucked up. None of that shit it should be used in reality, because in reality, if you're gonna run up in somebody's house, in reality you're gonna take somebody's shit, you're gonna yank somebody out of the car, you asking to get fucked up. So the shit's not based on reality. I don't know what the fuck it's based on.
Basically, even their training is aggressive.
Sounds like that.
To be part of the training. And every time I see a training video, the biggest part of the training is them torturing them to torture someone.
Like when they doing the tasing.
The tasing, the mason.
And I don't understand that. Why are you
Everything they
macing?
do to us,
I don't understand that. Why do they mace each other and tase each other in training? But when one of us is to do it, we doing it with a deadly weapon and with an intent to kill.
All they have to say was override a switch.
And that's why they're showing them how to, for one, how to be able to take it. Two, how to be able to deliver.
And what about counting, man? Well, you gonna join the block?
so, what would you do to what would I say if you could better if there was a way to better the police force, like what steps would have to be taken if you had to say what steps would you just start off with?
First of all, I teach my cops to be able to observe, like, you can see a motherfucker that's stalking something to do something. You know, don't go fuck with nobody just sitting in a fucking park because Karen or somebody don't like them sitting there. You know.
Karen.
Let that person beat Karen's ass, then let her call.
Hey, I feel like this. That's one of the problems with people. Back in the day, a kid walk up on you fucking with you, you a bop her ass in the face quick. Bitch, mind your business.
For real.
This whole COVID shit has weakened everybody and showed the world
how petty people can be.
The ones to be, the cops, the politicians, a lot of white people with the whole Capitol Rise shit and all this other shit been going on.
That
White
shit.
people are showing their true colors. So black people need to get to showing their true colors.
But we show our true colors, it's a wrap because everybody gonna sit the fuck down and shut the fuck up.
No, it's not. No, it's not, because here's the ticket. If we really united and showed out, it's more of us than them.
How many
They
people?
would,
Yeah,
they would
it is.
end up-
That's what I want
even if
people to
they
understand.
tried the bum shit. They would end up killing just as much as them as us.
That's what I want people to understand. It is more of us than it is them.
Real talk, how many folks is really willing to do that? Out of 10 niggas, probably 4 be down. 4 be down out of 10.
I don't even give it 10.
But you know what?
I give it 3.
You know what? Anything starts with great leadership.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just really, black folks are not naturally violent. We'll get violent.
Why are you funny? Okay.
We're defensive type people.
Right.
Shit, we had to
But if it ever came a day, because see, we got like 2 black militaries in the U.S. And the Panthers are coming back.
be. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe
I'm
that.
waiting on that.
So at the end of the day, if black folks learn, okay, let's do it by they little laws and they bullshit. Get registered. Not just to vote, but even to have a pistol. If you can't get registered, go get a gun that you don't need to have registered, like a rifle.
Yeah.
There's all type of pump action 12 gauges that's nice. You don't have to register those.
That's true.
Now,
And they legal to carry, and you can carry them in your house. You can keep them in your, like, most of them are used for a house. Break
exactly. So therefore, no one can complain. Communities have to start coming together. This section right here is considered this neighborhood, this community. Let's police it just as much or just as easy as the police would.
Yeah.
To say we don't need the police.
They say a lot of women carry those just, to start off shooting with too.
Exactly. See, there's so many ways that we can do it, but we gotta actually go out here and start doing it instead of walking around dirty for them to have a reason to say, oh, it was a good shoot. He wasn't supposed to have a gun anyway. Nigga, you don't stay in this neighborhood I stay in to tell me I'm not supposed to have a gun to protect myself.
Right.
Because most of these niggas live way out south. And these black, I ain't gonna lie, and most of all, like, I've been noticing these black females have had enough of that shit, like, more than the black man has. Like, these females is...
Shit, these women talking more power than these niggas are nowadays.
Yeah, I've seen, like, they really had it. Like, I've seen these black women, they're on their fed up shit. Like, when it comes to shit, they tired of losing their kids. Like,
Yeah.
They kids, they men, they own selves.
Everything. I was about to say that they everything.
Everything.
It takes 2 now in a household. It is not no one more. It really takes
It
more
always
than that.
has.
It takes
It
way
always
more,
has.
even more now.
I mean, I ain't saying a single woman thing or a single man thing, but it always has taken a village.
Yep.
And it works better.
And see, that's another thing that blacks and browns, we need to get back to and realize. Be there for your kids. Don't just be out here nutting bitches knowing that a kid can come. Because without a man to show that sternness and that backbone, and that woman to show that other side of sternness and cook and be a certain way or the right way. You know, you ain't got both those. Shit.
Yeah.
It could be disaster.
Daddy.
What happened?
Mama on crack, daddy in prison, grandma on old as shit trying to get you raised up.
Yeah.
That sound like you got a messed up life. A bad hand of cards been dealt to you.
I mean, I ain't gonna say it was bad. I had my mama, I had a couple uncles, you know, but being from Little Rock, growing up in Kansas City, I know how hard it is. You know, I gang bang, did some time, you know, all that. To be able to say, I think, as good as my mama did, imagine if I'd have had a daddy there to help her.
How does it work for the opposite? I mean, because me having my dad there, having mom not there, big difference.
See? And I'm going through that now. Like, I have a daughter whose mom decides not to do shit. So, me and my wife was raising her.
Right. And so, the roles have definitely reversed in the new day. Women are doing what men are doing, men are doing what women are doing. The only way it's going to work is like that. The roles get pushed back, everybody know their place, and everybody do the right thing the way it's supposed to be done in the household. Order is gained, trust, communication between everybody, the whole family. Yeah. Sit down, it's family meeting time. Once that is done, then you may see a difference on the outside, because like we always say, it starts on the inside first.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And that's the biggest thing. Like, that's why I like what she was saying about the podcast is with, you know,
I really
talking
think
about love, what is love, and everybody's opinion being chipped in.
Yeah.
Because some people, you know, they didn't have mom or dad, you know, dad or mom, you know, to teach them that shit. Yeah. And then, you know, with it being a generational curse for a minute now, it's like, it's a lot of things that, like being an 80s baby, I see dying out.
Gone. Stuff is gone.
You know, ain't nobody there to teach these cats. Or yank one of these little fuckers up and say, you know what, this is what you need to know that ain't nobody taught you or you don't know.
Yeah.
And with that being said, that's why we have the brutality that we have with the police.
Yep. Absolutely. And I just don't see it getting any better because they're not willing to compromise in any kind of way. They were not willing to see shit for what it is and just cut the bullshit.
Yep.
Cause I definitely don't see. People don't want to be treated any kind of fucking way, and you wouldn't like us treating you like that. Treat others how you want to be fucking treated. I guess that shit don't apply.
It does. It's just like how they getting so. How I'm gonna say, some of our Caucasian brothers and sisters is getting woke to the fact of how this shit is. It applies. It just applies when it happens to you personally or them personally.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, you can
or they gotta see it up close and personal.
They might not listen until they touch it for themselves.
And be like, oh damn, that was hot. They said that.
You know?
Yeah, they gotta see it for themselves.
And that's how it is out here. That's how it is in the world with a lot of things. People don't feel like it's happening or going on until it happens close to them or to them.
Right.
Yep.
I really agree with that. I don't know why, but this just has to come out. Since we talking about kids and stuff and all of that, I want to say this to white people if they hearing this, Caucasian, Stop putting your kids on these leashes. Stop. Anybody's listening, please stop putting your kids on these leashes. They don't do nothing but entertain.
It was a big debate about this like last week. It was a big debate about the kids on the leashes. Everybody had their mixed feelings. I've never been a fan of a leash because I don't have any pets, so
I barely put my own dog on a leash. My dog don't even got a leash.
I don't know.
I don't mean to laugh because I know what you're saying. It's degrading whether it's a white kid, a black kid, any kid.
What the argument that I seen, it was a black mother with 2 of her kids on leashes. So it ain't just them. It is not just
Here's
them.
what I don't like about the leashes. It ain't even that your kid look like a dog. It's that most parents with this leash shit don't even pay attention to it.
They just be walking and the kid be behind you.
Or a blouse and not paying attention to the kid because you feel like as long as you feel on the leash or a tug at the leash.
I mean, I personally, I don't think they're safe.
For 30 seconds, that just gave a motherfucker 30 seconds to run off with your child.
I don't think they're safe because 9 times out of 10 people are walking with their kids behind them. All it takes is somebody to cut that motherfucker and that's it.
Exactly, that quick. 30 seconds and not paying attention.
Yep. I'm cool. I'd rather hold your hand.
I don't like friendly kids.
I don't either. My daughter was the oldest. She 5, so she was like that. All that hi to everybody. Hi, my name is what's your name? We don't do that. You don't just talk to everybody. Everybody don't need to be talked to. You ain't gotta be friendly. For one, you a little kid, and you never know nobody's intentions. I don't trust nobody, so don't do it. Just shut the fuck up. Nah, I don't like that. Gotta constantly tell her to shut up because she wanna talk to all these grown adults. If you don't see me conversating with that person, this adult, don't you say shit. That means we don't know them. If I ain't conversating with them, you don't.
No,